Deadman Radio. Radio.
It's like sex for my ears.
Modelo.
What's up?
Ooh, tasty. There we go. You're listening to Deadman Radio on KOUV. What is up, peeps and creeps? How we doing out there in Plague Nation? We're here for round 2, 9 p.m. We got the one and only D-Punk from DK0. What is up, D-Punk?
What's up, you guys? How you doing?
Not much, man. Thank you for taking your busy time to hang out with us freaks, man. We're big fans, so we got a lot to cover though. You guys have been busy, man. DK0 has been busy.
We've been cranking, dude. We've been cranking. Getting ready for this album release, couple of videos. Well, actually 3 music videos, 3 singles, album release. Yeah, ton of stuff. So
yeah, and we're gonna talk about all that 'cause it's all gold, man. It's fucking dope. So I'm a huge fan of your music, man. I'm really picky about music that's played around here, and you know I was already a fan of you in some of your prior projects. So the fact that you guys threw this together with you and Kato and Sky and Kaylee, all you guys, just got a lot of energy. I love the attitude, the energy. Like you guys have captured like the whole like sex appeal and rock and roll. You guys, I know you guys aren't rock and roll. You know, you're kind of got like a cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic vibe going on, right? Am I right?
yeah.
Yeah, I love it, man. We're huge fans. And this is Skinny here.
Hello.
Yeah, that's Skinny. And then, Saren here. You met him when we played with you at the Mercury. Saren. So, yeah, man, you guys have been busy pumping out videos. And I'm really excited to play Switch Me On and Replicate. And you got a couple little bite-sized special pieces that you gave us. I'm really excited about those as well.
Yeah.
So,
Can we play?
What's up, Skinny?
Can we play Boom Boom too?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I go bang bang on your big butt like a big hoe. Yeah, no, that's a good one. You know what? On that note, is there any inspiration to that? Like, what were you guys just having a good time? Because it sounds like you're having a good time the entire time you're actually making that song.
Yeah, I mean, the fun thing was like, okay, so that song came out of actually our very, very first tour. So we did our first record, and we met a producer at the very tail end of the record. And he was introduced to us through Davey Suicide, and his name is Charles. And Charles was like, hey, man, I love you guys' sound. Let me remix Turn Up the Hate and I Feel For You guys before you release the record. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do that. And you know, he did what he did, and the songs came out fantastic. So I was like, you know, this is badass. Like we should work on a few more songs with you. And he said, yeah, let's do that. He's like, you know what I'd love to do is kind of go on tour with you guys as one of your guitar players, so I can kind of feel how people respond to your music, maybe what the show is like, and then what might be missing in the show. And so the cool thing was like, you know, we got out on the road. We've done like maybe 10 shows at this point, and we're playing like every night. And he's like, dude, I got the perfect fucking song. This is gonna be our epic song. And he literally sits down and he's just like starts working out the riff for Boom Boom. And I'm freaking out. We're in an Airbnb it's, oh God, what is that? It's like Madrona area or something in Seattle.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we grabbed Magnolia. I'm sorry, not Madrona. Magnolia. Yeah. That's Airbnb in Magnolia. Big difference. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, we're hanging out there, and like I wake up in the morning, and he's just like he's playing this riff, and he's like, dude, this is gonna be the fucking song. He's playing the riff and doing this thing, and Kate is laughing super hard, and she's doing like some Snapchat stuff, right? And we're in the kitchen of this Airbnb. He's on the couch over here with his headphones on and playing his electric guitar into the laptop. So we can't really hear exactly what's going on. But he starts freaking out, and he looks over, and Kate just turns her Snapchat to him, and he goes, oh my God. And that ends up being in the intro of the song. So we literally just snapped. We took that from her Snapchat and threw it on the intro of the song. Really fucking
sick.
So good. And that's Davey you're talking about, right?
So Davey Suicide introduced us to Charles, and Charles was the producer that helped us with, I would say, half of the new album.
Okay.
So, Yeah, and then I did the other half by myself. But yeah.
That's great, man. I love it. I love it so
Yeah.
much. And watching you guys live, and it was such an honor to open up for you guys. Watching you guys live, there's so much energy, and I haven't had a chance to see you guys live. So when you guys came out and you had this like powerful song, but it was you, Kato, Sky, and Kaylee, and I was like, where's all the instruments at? And then you guys like just like exploded with power, and it did not matter. Like there was so much energy and volume going on that I was very impressed that you guys were able to do it the way you guys did. And for everyone listening out there, you have to go to a DK0 show because it's powerful. And so what started? Let's start from scratch for everyone listening out there. What started DK0? We'll work our way up.
Yeah. Okay. So the inception of DK0 would be me and Kato basically, and so we met in 2014, December 2014, at a drunken Christmas party. Just like we didn't really hook up that night, but we sort of met, and we were like, all right, we like each other, and we were both going through some shitty like relationships, divorces, that kind of stuff, and a couple weeks later we ended up connecting, and then we ended up moving in together a few months after that, and we were both super creative, and she's like, I don't know, we looked at each other and we're like, what should we do? And one night we were getting drunk with another friend of hers and just singing songs and being idiots, and this girl was like, dude, you guys should totally start a band together. And we were like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And then like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks go by, we're eating some tacos at this Mexican restaurant. We look at each other, we're like, actually, maybe we should like think about this. We should consider it, you know. And you know, I was coming at that time. I was coming from the steampunk world a bit more, and so was Kate, obviously, with like everything she was doing from modeling to clothing design and all that. But we were like going through some really horrific relationship stuff, and like we kind of dove into like, how can we express like these frustrations and this anger and this like bitterness that we're feeling, and like all this stuff, how can we get it out? And we just dove back into kind of some of the roots of what we really loved about music, which was like industrial rock and like nu metal and a few other things that just kind of like had tons of energy, had raw emotion, had all this stuff that I felt like, to me personally, I wasn't finding in music at that time. And I thought, as I'm looking back, I'm thinking, why does this stuff still feel fresh right now? You know, in comparison to what's actually coming out, why does this still feel fresh? And why are there not any new bands pulling from this as an inspiration, you know?
That's a good point.
It's not that there weren't new bands, because there's bands like Three Teeth and obviously like Rabbit Junk and a bunch of other awesome bands that are doing the whole industrial cyber thing. But like, I wasn't finding them on the grander scale at the time. So that's what gave us the inspiration. We were like, all right, we feel this way. We want to express this. We love where all this stuff comes from, and we're not seeing it here. So let's do this. Let's put our brains together and figure this out.
Yeah, I love it.
DK0 was Derek and Kate, DK Ground Zero. So DK0.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that, and I love that I love band names with purpose. So that has a lot of purpose.
It was
I love that, man, and it's true. Yeah, I followed both of you guys too. So the reason why I'm so excited to know you guys on some level is because I followed you in your steampunk era, and I followed Kato in her steampunk era. I watched Steampunk on TV, and I was just like really into both of you guys. So to find out that you two like merged both like projects I really liked was just really mind-blowing to me, like a small world kind of situation. And then you guys just so happened to know my buddy Sky, and I was just like, what the fuck? So I just fell in love with your band, and I was a little biased at first just because of that reason alone, but then Turn Up the Hate and I Feel and Shoot to Kill were all just great. And you know, there's always those bands out there that you like, and you like every song off the album, you know. Rob Zombie is one of those for me. Korn, I like Korn a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of Fear Factory, the old industrial. We had Bert and C. Bell on the show, and it rekindled my my love for Fear Factory. And all that. I was reminded of how amazing they are. And
That's so cool, man. That's so
dude,
cool.
yeah. So the fact that you guys are one of those bands that I love every song, you know. So
That means a lot to me, dude.
everything that it is, and you have that industrial side, and you have that hard side, and you guys bring so much sex appeal, man. You and Kato have so much chemistry on what you guys do, and I pay attention, man. You guys have so much of it, like in the photos, in the videos, and you guys are clearly very just like confident in who you guys are, because you guys just go balls to the wall, and it's fucking awesome, man. So cheers to you guys. And then I got rekindled with Sky and hearing about DK0 when I first learned about Wasteland Weekend.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
And I really wanted to go there, and I was really excited about it. And then I saw Sky going with you guys over there, and it was really exciting stuff. So you guys are killing it, man. And congratulations on your signing with Cleopatra Records. That's pretty dope.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. How'd that come up?
Honestly, like, it came out of nowhere. It really did. Like, I wasn't expecting to work with a label, and I've spent most of my, career as a musician being independent, as I think a lot of people do. And we got a call from it's a project that hasn't launched yet, but they hired us as a band, as DK0, to be involved in like it's a television show. They filmed a pilot episode for it, and it's based on cosplaying, and it's called Lost Cause. And so it's essentially like
Nice.
you get lost in cosplay, and that's how you escape the shit that goes on in your life. So your life sucks and shit is fucked up, and you want to like experience something awesome, and you want to do something and feel creative and express yourself, and so you get lost in cosplay. And so this whole thing is like Lost Cause, and they wanted the whole like a little bit of energy from kind of like the industrial vibe, but they really wanted Kate involved in it as well. And so we were just a perfect fit for them, just based on the fact that all of them were like, Kato, like get Kato in here. And then they were like, oh my God, Boom Boom has to be our song. And so like we show up, and of course, they're doing all this, they're doing all this fucking booty popping and all this stuff all over the place. And then and then they're like, yeah, let's do the Boom Boom thing. So we did like this live concert performance in the middle of this show in a club in the middle of New York. So they flew us to New York. We hung out there for like 4 days. We filmed this stuff. We did a bunch of photo shoots there. And on our last night, we were a little burned out. We're like, let's just cruise down to this one pub that's like near us, and we'll grab a couple drinks and just like relax and say goodnight to New York, and then we'll leave in the morning, And we get there and we have a couple drinks, and all of a sudden I'm just like, whatever, I'm going to check my Instagram. And this guy Kyle from Cleopatra messages me through the Cleopatra Instagram, and he's like,
oh shit.
Hey, he was like, hey man, love your stuff, dude. Acid Rocket's blowing up. It looks like you guys just dropped that like a month and a half ago. The streams are off the hook. He's like, you've got some great Spotify editorial placements. Like, when you get back, where are you? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm in New York. And he's like, well, when you get back into town, let's meet up. Let's talk. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, yeah, no, let's get together and talk. Like, maybe there's something we could do to help you guys out. And I literally end that, and I put my phone down, and I'm like, we're fucking drinking all night tonight, guys.
Yes! That's a good feeling, ain't it? It's such a good feeling when you're approached by someone like that, and they're just like, we like you for who you are. Come on down.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. And the thing I really, really like about Cleopatra so far is, number one, it's not like this crazy record deal that you hear these horror stories from in ages
like Sony or
like 90-10, sign your life away, everything's fucked, like you don't own anything. It's not like that. It's like his dad, like Kyle's dad, Brian, owns Cleopatra. That's it. So it's like, I'm meeting with Brian, the owner. I'm meeting with Kyle, his son, who fucking, called me. And then I'm meeting with like other artists who were signed to Cleopatra who are now working with Cleopatra as like full-time guys. And like, you know, Brian's brother works there. So like it's a family affair, you know. It's so
That's how
Yeah.
it should be. That's how it should be, you know what I'm
it's so
saying?
cool. And like Brian started Cleopatra by taking an album that Lemmy did, you know, Lemmy, like Motorhead,
Yeah,
Lemmy.
okay.
Yeah. So
School
there's an
magazine!
album- Yeah, so there's an album that like never got released in the US, and Brian was like, I want to release that. It only got released in Europe. So Lemmy was like, okay, so first of all, Brian was just making t-shirts and like doing cool like merch stuff for bands, right? But he somehow knew Lemmy and got a hold of this album and took it to another label, like a bigger label, and said, I want to release this under my own label. And they backed him, and he did this, and he started Cleopatra based off of this one fucking album. And like, and so there's like photos of Kyle with Lemmy and like all this shit, dude. It's so cool. It's so cool. So anyways, these guys are awesome. They've been super nice to us, and like, you know, it's very 50-50. It's like we bring shit to the table, they bring shit to the table, and that's how we split it right down the middle. So it's all good. It's like
So good, man. I feel like a lot of bands and record labels, excuse me, could really learn from that, because that's what it's all about, you know. It should be family like that, and that's cool. You can tell, dude, you're excited, man. I love the passion you have, because you're just like, it's great, like it's good. You can tell that you're stoked and happy about where you guys are at. And when I saw that you guys got signed up, I was like, dude, right on, man, because you guys bring it, man. You guys have that. I love it. Tell me about Switch Me On and Replicate, these two songs specifically. And you had was it Switch Me On that came out today on video?
So Switch Me On came out a couple weeks ago. That was our first single that we dropped through Cleopatra.
Okay.
Yeah. And Replicate just came out today.
That's
so
what it is.
Really
Okay.
just dropped today. And in fact, the video isn't even technically available yet. It's being premiered right now through one online metal magazine. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. So you can watch it, but you got to go to their page to watch it. Yeah.
On where? Metalmagazine.com?
It's shit. Not
Not to put you on the spot.
Oh my god, what is it? It's goddamn, I'm
Well,
sorry. I
tell
got you on my phone, so I'll have to send it to you later.
I was gonna say, everyone out there listening right now, go to, it's probably on your guys' page, right?
It's all over my Facebook. It's all over my Instagram. It's all in my stories on both pages. Yeah. Go to
DK Zero's page. Go check that out right now, because you want to check that video out. Do that right now. Wait, do it. Okay.
Do it now. Do it.
Yeah. Do it. Yeah. So, so I want to know though, because you guys definitely have, you guys did have. So I watched one of them. I just got them switched up. I couldn't remember which one was which, but we have Switched Me On and Replicate. Is there anything? Because I know some artists like to just kind of leave it out there for the imagination, and some people have like an actual inspiration and purpose for songs. Are you able to tell us about Switch Me On and Replicate? Or
I can tell you right now that the album actually is a theme. It's a themed album. The album's called Cybersex Inc. The main song that we wrote for this album is called Cybersex Incorporated.
I love it.
We ended up not running with that one as a single. It's a great song and I fucking love it. But we didn't run it as a single because we thought maybe other songs could be, I don't know, a little bit stronger for whatever reason. But the theme of that particular song was the theme of the whole album. And so it's essentially like, imagine this fucked up post-apocalyptic future situation where corporations are essentially like running the world, which is not that indifferent from what's going on right now. But they have figured out a way. They figured out a way to actually breed out humans' ability to have an orgasm unless they buy a drug from this company that allows them to get off. And so the whole theme is like, now you've got this company called Cybersex Inc. You have to stand in line. You have to wait like old school fucking communist Russia to get your pill so you can go home and take it and fuck and get an orgasm.
Oh my god, I love that, dude.
And so
That's like
the whole album is based on this fucked up future where all the stuff goes on. And so we have like one of the songs is called like Anything Goes, and you're basically like fucking robots. So there's these robot prostitutes, and you go to this strip club where there's robot prostitutes. Anything goes at this club, and you can just like, you drop money, you do whatever the fuck you want, you take this guy, this girl, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like it's just a plastic hole that you have sex with. Like it's super fucked up. So yeah, there's a song on the album called Anything Goes. There's a song called Cyber Sex Incorporated. It explains the whole, theme. And then so Switch Me On, in that story, essentially is like this underground, like basically drug dealer who gets drugs through the back door from Cybersex Inc. and sells them on the cheap to people in clubs and stuff like that. And she becomes kind of like this boss lady pimp bitch. And she's able to get you your drugs cheaper so you can come to her.
I like that lady already.
Yeah. And so that's Kate. So in the video,
Oh.
you've got this girl, who's like all boosomed out and just like, like, give me all your dirty money, So, so she's screaming it in like girls' ears. She's got like dudes behind her, just like hot guys waiting at her fucking beck and call, So yeah.
Get it.
Yeah.
Dude, I love how detailed that is.
It's the whole world, right? And so Replicate falls into that too, where it's like essentially Replicate is almost like pre when all this stuff is happening, because I'm singing as a dude from a guy who's had this genome testing on him. So like it turns out like in this world, I'm not giving you all this nerdy shit. I'm so sorry.
I love it. Hey,
it turns out in this world
we're nerds, man.
that
Okay,
there are certain people whose like genetics automatically allow them to be tested on in ways that other people can't be. And so certain types of people end up being held in these kind of like testing centers. And what they decide they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and figure out how to replicate these people. So they're going to like clone them. And so, but these clones come out with like the knowledge of what the other person had. So they always feel like they're the same person. So it's like this constant hell. They never get out of it, right?
Oh,
and like all their thoughts get really fucking mixed up. And so like in the verses, you've got this dude just singing about like, about like pornography and like being in a city, and he wants love, but he can't find it. And like all this shit's going on, and all of a sudden the drugs are kicking in, and then bam, he's being replicated, and like all of a sudden he realizes he's being like turned into a clone.
Who thinks of this? You and Kate?
Me, dude. I just sit here in my fucking crazy studio thinking of
this. All I hear is I film and direct, and as you know that, and all I hear is that later down the road, you and Kato need to find some way to get into the film business, man. Have you ever seen Repo the Genetic Opera?
No.
What?
Oh
my God. Okay, Steampunk, do me a solid, man. You and Kato need to sit the fuck down one night.
I'm literally gonna write this down right here.
Please do. I will not fail at this when I tell you guys to watch this.
With my style erotica pen.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, it's called Repo! The Genetic Opera.
Repo! The Genetic Opera.
Yes, and I only feel that inspiration will fuel, because it's not like you're saying something that's like that. You're talking about okay, so the film, it's by the people who made Saw, but it's like a cult classic, amazing film. It's awesome, and it's about a world where organ failure is like at all time high, and you can buy organs, but it's like a rock opera, and it's kind of cyberpunky, not entirely, but it's got some cool elements to it, and the singer of Sick Puppies in it and stuff like that. It's really good.
Nice.
And Bill Moseley and all that. So
It's that skinny puppy. Ogre's in it.
yeah,
Oh,
watch,
no way.
yeah, watch it. It's really cool, and I feel like if you two sit down and watch that, you're gonna be like, dude, whoa, holy shit. So you gotta
And if
watch
you're a
that.
big-
Promise me you'll watch that.
I promise.
Okay. What was
Yeah.
that? Sorry, man.
Oh, and if you're a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Giles is in it too.
Okay, so Kate's a huge fan of Buffy. Like,
Okay.
I actually have never watched Buffy at all, but like, Kate is a big fan, so she knows all about it. Yeah.
I gotta watch it. And then
Yeah.
like a couple of weeks, someone will be like, "Did you watch it?" It's really good. I just love that, man. It's so detailed. Like I love you almost have like a lore going on, you know. And the inner nerd in me just wants to see that like progress. Like I want like a graphic novel now. You know what I'm saying?
That's what, I want to do that too. I wish I could draw, because if I could draw, it would be so much better. Like, I don't know.
They should. There's a couple people I know that do like some really cool mad science. Actually, Kristen here is really talented too. Kristen was our guest earlier tonight. She makes all the clothes that she wears, all the cool stuff she wears. Dude,
Oh,
she
nice.
said this.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
This
Hi.
jacket is made out of recycled boots, leather boots.
Yeah, from the waist up, it's all recycled boots.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and she does cosplay and stuff. So I was like, wow, what a perfect combo, because you were talking about cosplay and stuff. So
And dystopian stuff.
yeah, dystopian stuff, and she
Yeah.
does that. That's really rad. That's awesome, man. I feel like that topic alone, I can nerd out all night. I'm hoping for DK Zero fans in the future, including myself, that you guys find some way to branch out on that. Like, I don't know, there's a video game that was coming out called like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
2077.
Yeah.
Does that already come out?
We had Churn Up the Hate kind of on a Cyberpunk 2077 playlist mix for a while, and nothing actually came of that. So it was just on there for a while. We got a bunch of streams, and that was cool, but like we didn't end up on the video game. I kind of hoped that we would, but it was just sort of a fan playlist, you know. So,
That's
Yeah.
fine, but
Yeah.
they're fucking lost, because you guys are like perfect. That'd be a perfect. Because I was just about to say, like, you guys should reach out to them, because that would fit really well. But
Oh man. Well, on the new album, we have this song called Cyborg, which is like all in the same theme of all the stuff we're talking about. It's just like, it goes fucking nuts, dude. And it's like 190 beats per minute, and it's just like drum and bass shit. And it's like,
damn,
and I was listening to Aphex Twin for like forever,
Oh,
and so
love
like my hi-hats are just like fucking, oh dude, they're just like all over the place. It's nuts. Yeah.
I can't wait to check that out. Do you remember Rubber Johnny?
Yes.
Dude,
Rubber Johnny was good.
Dude, when I was 14 years old, I watched that video and I shit my pants. Terrifying video, dude.
Dude, it's so yeah.
What's that other one? Come to Daddy. That's
Come to Daddy's a good one.
Yeah, Come to Daddy, big one. Yeah.
I was always a big Flim fan.
Which one?
Flim.
Flim.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
I love the drum beat on that one.
Yeah,
Mm.
dude.
That's great. That's great, D-Punk. I love everything happens for a reason, man. I will not dig deep into your past. You were so good at what you did prior, and I loved what you've done. But I just have to say that what you're doing now is awesome, and it feels so dude. It feels so good that you guys just all came together and doing what you're doing. And I haven't nerded out on a band like this for a while, and that's I love industrial. And it's hard to be genuine without being like those like creepy fans, you know, like you guys are so great. but it's real, man. Like Fear Factory and Ministry and when you say so I'm my third favorite band in the world is KMFDM.
Dude, yeah.
And
I don't know if you know, but Scold is also on the Cleopatra record label. So like one of the things that we're talking about right now is doing a remix with Tim. So like that's going to be something in the next 8 months that maybe we can be looking forward to. So yeah.
Yes, and you mentioned Teeth earlier, and I know a couple of those guys too, and some of them with like Murder Weapons and Dawn and Jesse.
Yeah.
it's so cool that it's a small world. So as you progress and you meet people, you find out that everyone kind of knows each other in that little category. And
Yeah.
what we brought to you guys when we played with you at the Mercury was very, we're horror rock, but we was a little rock dominant. And we're currently losing a few members in Crypt Amnesia, and Saren and I are the ones that kind of make everything. And we were kind of like, dude, watching DK0 was really cool, and they proved that like you can really bring the noise and keep that industrial side. Because my whole life I've had a hard time keeping bandmates. Like I always end up finding the guys that eventually do like hard drugs, or they just like just a lot of bad luck or big egos. So we're gonna try, for our next album, Straight from the Casket, we're gonna change it completely, and inspiration comes from DK0 on that. Just the concept, because you guys did it, man, and you guys made it work. Are you guys planning on like kind of changing up the style? Because earlier with like Turn Up the Hate and stuff, I was getting some post-apocalyptic, but I still felt a little more attached to what you guys are doing now. Is very cybery feeling, So are you guys gonna kind of like keep this style now? Are you guys progressing with your cyberpunk style, or are you guys gonna like change it up dramatically every album, or what's the idea?
I feel honestly like every album should have a different statement. For me personally, like I don't want to continually write the same song and try to make it better. If I do it and it works and it's good and I have that vibe and I hit that emotion, like sometimes I don't want to go back and revisit that emotion.
For sure.
Like for example, our first whole record we called it From Nothing. So it was like DK0, Derek and Kate, from ground zero. We came from nothing.
I love that.
We were starting over again, and we were basically diving into all of the crap that we had to deal with in these like fucked up relationships. And so we wrote some really angry lyrics and some really dark, like emotionally heavy things. And I don't know that I ever want to go back and revisit that moment in my life.
Sure.
I'm happy that I did it, and I'm happy that those songs are there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm really happy to have moved on and found like another way to express myself. And I think there are certain things that I'm learning after finishing this record, because the cool thing for me was like the first record was like 100% me. I pretty much wrote everything. And then I brought in a friend to like mix and master it and help us get it to fruition. The second album was like, at the end of the first album, we met this producer guy who helped me really figure a lot of stuff out. And he was awesome, very expensive, but really awesome. And we worked with him on a handful of songs, and that got me down another path. And that opened up a lot of opportunity for me, just in terms of songwriting, in terms of thinking about things in a different way, and really taking fear out of the equation when it comes to really heavily editing myself. And that has been, as a songwriter in general, that's a really challenging thing to be comfortable with. Like a lot of times it's easier if I take my song and hand it to someone else and let them chop the shit out of it,
Yeah.
But for me to write a song and get all the way to fruition and give it a little bit of time and come back and be like, nope, I don't like that, and just like make heavy-handed decisions, like it's been kind of amazing figuring out some of those techniques and like what to look for and how to do it. And so I have a skill set now that is like different, and it's allowing me to look at every single genre of music and say, I can make that industrial. Like, literally. I'm looking
Please
at everything
do.
right now. So like, yes, so I'm looking at some shit right now and I'm just like, no, that's gonna be on the next record. I'm gonna do something like that, and no one has done it yet, and it's gonna be fucked up.
I like that, because you're willing to sacrifice and risk all, and I think that's the edge in most. I mean, look at all the artists out there that went above and beyond. They took risks and they tried stuff out and they followed their gut. Well, fear never slowed them down. It was probably there, but they didn't let it slow them down. So
Yeah.
being able to take something new and work with it and go with it. And in this world now, it's really hard to be original. And I feel like you and Kato found a way to be original in the genre because you know you are a godfather of steampunk, man. Like I don't know if you know, but you're in the steampunk Bible. You know
Yeah.
you know that? Like that's insane. And not to like put you on the spot there, but I own it and I read that and I was like, what the fuck? That's steampunk the goddamn godfather, okay? Steampunk. So you started with that genre. That genre has all this opportunity now. All this, you know, and you're not really like primary steampunk, but you went to cyberpunk and there's still a lot of progression there. And you're finding that, and you guys are finding your niche. And I think that DK0 is gonna make the history books, man, because you guys are part of that. And like DK0 could easily be that like that one band, like, oh dude, check them out. They're the ones that did the cyberpunk and they nailed it and they went with it and you got a lot of energy and yeah, man. So I keep doing what you're doing and I love that you're not afraid to bend the rules because you are one of the people that started the rules. So you're able to kind of bend that and make that what you're doing, and it's very admirable, man. Absolutely. Dude, I know I'm being so nice, but it's true. You gotta know that, man. You gotta know that.
There's something that you mentioned just a little bit earlier about like struggling like keeping band members or like working different
like
types of band members and stuff. And being in the music business for as long as I have been in it, and being a side guy most of my career, you know, being just a bass player with doing backing vocals is like moving into my own project. One of the things I really, really, really wanted to do when I started DK0 was have as much performance flexibility as possible. And I, you know, coming from being in bands where there's like 7 or 8 or 9 people sometimes on stage, and it's like, yeah, we can't all fly to fucking, you know, Germany and play that concert for you for $2,000 because it's gonna cost us $6,000 just to fly everyone over there and play the show. You know, it's like, so there's a lot of stuff where I feel like in the past, bands I've been involved in and situations I've been in have missed out on opportunities because they haven't figured out a way to be flexible on stage. And so what I wanted to do in the very beginning of DK0 was be like, okay, I want to be able to walk out just 2 people in a laptop or 7 people on stage. Like, I want to be able to go from just you and me being DJs to like, we can have a full band, you know? And I've played shows with like, you know, 2 guitar players, bass, drums, keys, 2 vocalists, you know, like the whole big show, all the way down to literally Kate and I flew to Germany and we got on stage at Wave Gothic Treffen, you know, in front of thousands of people. And it was just us and a laptop. And I got my buddy Chris L from Aganoids and Funker Void. I don't know if you guys know them, but they're a little more like German industrial EBM. So I got Chris L's the singer for both of those bands. So he came on and played keyboards for us. But like, sweet. Aside from that, it was just like the 2 of us flew to Germany with a backpack and played a show.
I love that. You know, and maybe, and that's so, maybe that's the acceptance of understanding that the music scene has changed and like technology is flourishing. Because I was always afraid, unlike you, I was a little afraid at first to do that because I didn't want the show itself to last. But you were literally the band that proved that didn't matter. Do you remember Seraphim? He opened for all of us.
Oh yeah,
He's a great dude, man. He's very talented. He's like the 9 Inch Nails of like today. He's amazing. We have him on the show and we love him. And he was a one guy show. So like I watched him bring the noise, and then you guys came up, but you guys had so much energy that I didn't notice that there wasn't a drum kit. Like, and I was like, dude, it can be done. You know, like it was so awesome to watch you guys do that. And I had a side project, Deadpunk, about 10 years ago called the Orchestra of Death. And we opened up for Spit and Cobras, which had Jules and Andy from KMFDM. I will forever have
That's so cool.
So good, man. It was one of my highlight moments. But I had 16 people in that band. It was
I don't even know how you do that.
I did it, dude. So I did it for a year, and then after 9 months, they started falling apart. And it was a chamber orchestra, and I love Tim Burton, so it was very Tim Burton-esque. You know, everything was dark, very dramatic. I was like on stage pretending to do like open heart surgery on someone that was still awake. It was really cool, and but like it's hard to keep all those people around when they're not getting paid, you know, and it's also hard to just keep people around. Like I don't know how Slipknot did it, because there's 9 of them and they all fucking did it, and more than half of Slipknot were like alcoholics at the time. So just amazing that Slipknot fucking went what they did. But so I think you could really, yeah, I really feel like DK0 could educate on that, and it's something that needs to be accepted and understood, you know. Well, so
I think when you look around and you look at the music scene right now, honestly, like the biggest festivals in the world are EDM festivals. And when you look at what's actually happening at these festivals, it's one dude behind a fucking laptop with a massive light show on a huge fucking stage with so much shit going on. But it's literally one guy behind a laptop. He basically walks up, he plugs his little fucking, you know, external hard drive right into the side of the thing, and then that's it. That's the end of it. You know, he play. He does a couple things, some sweeps and filters and some shit live. Like there's transitions and stuff they do, but like it's one dude behind the laptop, and there's hundreds of thousands of people in the audience, just like killing it, like just killing.
I went.
I'm like, okay, so if the expectation is that one person can come on stage with no instrumentation and put on an amazing show and everyone will love it and they will all pay the same money and they will all show up and they will all feel good and they will all go home feeling like they had an experience, like, then I should be able to do that with industrial music. I should be able to make that same kind of appeal. You know, it should be that way.
Yeah.
We should
That's a good point.
That's a very good point. I think that DK0 is evolution, man. I think you guys have accepted that. And what are you laughing at, Skinny? What are you laughing at?
You're adorable.
I'm being honest. Like I'm being educated right now. I've been playing the music for 15 years, man, and I kept trying to bring the raw of the band, you know, because I always thought that the band is what brought the energy, but
and it does.
It's making a lot of points, man, and it's making my gears turn, man. So it's
I mean, as a you know, career bass player, like I fucking love being in a live band. Like there's nothing better than being in a live band, you know, as a player. But as an audience member, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. And that's the thing. That's like, it sucks when you have to kind of like look at it from that perspective. But like, you know, those are the hard.
No, I think
those are the harsh realities of the world.
I know some guys that were in some legend bands. I won't drop names, but I knew them in band. They're in bands that were from the 80s that were huge, and they got right to the point where the 90s hit and they fell. And those people that I know, although they're really good dudes, they never let the 80s go. And by the way, Deadpunk, I have Tourette syndrome. That's why they call it. Okay.
I know.
So, although I am excited, because
I thought you were just like, woo, yeah, let's do this shit.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
I'm great to take. I'm great to take the parties, man. Real quick though, Skinny, do you have anything to say? Because I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Tick recommended me to you guys a little while ago, and then I I started listening again when I found out you were coming on the radio, and I fucking was working and everything. I put you through the headphones and shit. You guys scratched an itch that I've had like that something hasn't scratched since like I was in high school listening to MSI. So like fucking thank you. That is some good fucking shit. And like I hate comparing bands, but it was like if fucking MSI got Chibi from Birthday Massacre and he fucking threw a fucking kegger and fucking just smashed it.
I love it. I love it.
That's good, man. And he said, Skinny said his favorite song was Acid Rocket. He really liked that song.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Acid Rocket and I Can't Stop Singing Boom Boom.
Nice.
That's great, man.
So cool. Yeah, we wrote. So when we finished the album, we were about to release it, and then, like I said, we had that guy Charles remix "Turn Up the Hate" and "I Feel," and then we put those mixes on the record for those two songs, and that's what ended up getting released.
Sweet.
And then right after we finished that, we were like, he was like, we should do 2 more songs like right now. We should just do them and get them done because you finished a record. Like, let's get some momentum into another thing. And the first 2 songs we worked on were "Shoot to Kill" and "Acid Rocket." So
nice.
like following the first record, that's what we went straight into. When we finished Acid Rocket, this is actually kind of funny. We finished Acid Rocket. Kate fucking hated the song. She was like, I don't like it. I don't think it's industrial at all. I don't think that it's angry enough. I just feel like it's not really, it's weird. She's like, I just don't like it. And I'm like, babe, you got to sit on this. Just sit on it. Trust me, this is an amazing song. It's going to do great for us, you know? And she's like, I don't know. I don't like it. And it took me and Charles like trying to convince her for weeks. We kept talking to her every day. Like, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. And honestly, it took 8 months. 8 months later, she was like, yeah, Acid Rock's a pretty good song. She's like, I like that one. I'm like, no shit.
It grew on her. It's interesting you say that because we have a song that we're having a hard time with called "Make a Stand." It's brutal, and like so this album we have called "Isolation," and we went very rock and roll. We lost the spookiness because Crypt Amnesia is supposed to be monster rock. We're supposed to be very spooky and ominous, but rock and roll too.
Yeah.
And, but we went very hard rock, and we want to lean more back towards like the spookiness and the industrial stuff because Saren Graymore, our guitar player, he's the guy that does all of our mixing and writing just like you, and he brings a lot of industrial to it. And when we started Crypt Amnesia, we wanted a heavy industrial feeling, but we had to work some bugs out. So it's taken 3 albums for us to kind of get the sound that we were hoping for at the beginning. And oh my god, I forgot where I was going with that.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Yeah. Traced it. Anyways, we're running out of time, and I'm sure you got a lot to do, man. I'm sure you guys have a very busy life. But again, man, thank you so much, D-Punk. We all like you, man. You guys are great.
Hell yeah.
A couple more questions, and then we'll get out of your hair. So, so you have a cover of the Doors called "Break," the "Break On Through" song.
Yeah.
That's very classic, man. I love that. So is this a DK0 covered this song?
Oh yeah, this is on the new record. So here's the funny thing. Like, so when I got the call to do the New York trip. So before we met Cleopatra and these guys, this Lost Cause community or whatever, they were like, yeah, we want you to come out and be on this TV show. We're shooting this pilot. And they're like, do you do any cover songs? And the first thing I said was, well, I've been thinking about doing a cover of Break On Through for like 2 years because I just feel like it could be industrial. It could be like a real heavy, cool version of this song. I don't know. Like, for whatever reason, it's always sat in the back of my brain. And they were like, cool, well, do you have it? And I was like, not yet. And literally, like the night before I left to fly out there, the whole day before, I sat in the studio and I worked out the whole thing. I did all the drums. I did all the fucking synth work, all the guitar work, everything. Laid it all down. I did all the vocal tracks, and then I flew there and I did the mixing on my headphones for a rough mix of it. And I sent it to them, and they're like, oh man, this is badass. But yeah, we just want to use Boom Boom. And I was like, well, fucking hell, dude. I was like, you asked me to do this.
You're a fan of a song too, man. It's hard. Like I feel like Turn Up the Hate is gonna be a song that carries with you guys for a very long time. Because when I tell people, dude, I got Steampunk on the show where, oh dude, we're gonna open up for DK0. I always hear that Turn Up the Hate is like the one everyone loves, and it's a good one, man. Like you guys have a lot of good elements in that, so I feel like you're gonna deal with that for a long time because the ground that you guys started on was a good start. All the songs you guys started on were really good, so I feel like that's gonna be a thing. So I feel like you're gonna hear that for a while. You know,
I'm happy to play that song for the rest of my life.
And then, Boom Boom was an older song?
What's that?
Did you say that Boom Boom is an older song?
No. No, Boom Boom was not an older song.
You said it's on your other album.
Switch Me On, though, actually, was, interestingly enough, that has been 3 different songs. And I wrote that arrangement, mixed and mastered the whole fucking thing for the first record.
You did.
I did. And I just realized Kate and I talked to each other and we were like, you know what? It's not good enough. Let's not release it. And so we just didn't put it on the first record. And it didn't have the same lyrics. It was different lyrics. It was a different song. The same arrangement. Like the same fucking thing. It was just like about different stuff. So the first version, so it's gone through 3 versions. I did one version where I did the song as it is right now, and I sang it entirely. And it was about like BDSM clubs and then getting in fights in the street afterwards and all this shit. It was so
interesting combination.
And then I was like, actually, it would be sexier if like Kate sang it. And so we had Kate sing it, but with slightly different lyrics, and it was cool, but it wasn't cool enough for the first record. And then at the end of this, working with that guy Charles, I brought that song up and I was like, here's this song. And he was like, we can do something with that song. Like, we're gonna change the lyrics, but like let's get this song pumping.
Yeah.
And so we got it to the mix that it is now, and then we just rewrote all the lyrics. We were like, what would Prodigy do? If Prodigy had this song, what would they do? You know, like nice. they would make it simpler. I had so many lyrics in the other songs, so like
that's so fun.
We made it simple, and we just made Kate put on her fucking English accent. She's just like, you know, give me all your dirty money. You know, she's like screaming that in the chorus. You know? Yeah.
Yes. I really want a "What Would Prodigy Do" fucking bracelet now.
Dude, I should do a shirt. What would Prodigy do? Yeah.
I might have to hit up my shirt guy, and we should just send it. Is Kato there with you right now?
She's in the living room.
Okay,
yeah.
Keep going like this. So I keep thinking she's there. Okay, I was just checking. No, that's great, man. So I love the cover that you guys are gonna do because it's so classic too. Like you guys are modern and you guys are taking advantage of the new age and the technology, but you're going to the Doors. Like I like that a lot. So I think that's pretty cool. And then let's speed it up here so we can let you go. And we want people to hear everything you got with us tonight. We got some really awesome songs from DK0 coming out tonight. Your guys' album comes out on the 31st.
31st, yeah.
For Cyber Sex Inc.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have you guys back on the 5th so we can talk about how that went and all that. And that way we can get you.
We have one more single and music video that we're dropping the day that the album released.
Yes.
Hell yeah. All right.
Get up on that because we want to bring that up. You do some remixes. Are you doing remixes as Steampunk or like is this like a DK0 remix or what's up with that?
I'm just keeping branding DK0.
Okay.
But yeah, basically like as things have been progressing for me, I've been getting a lot of opportunities to do remixes for people, and it's been awesome. So I had like some people an industrial band from Germany saw us perform at Wave Gothic Treffen this last year, and then they hit me up and they were like, "Hey, can you do a remix of this new single that we're gonna drop this, in the next few months?" And it worked out really well. I did that single. I did a remix for a guy named Ivan King from a band called the Silver Black out of Italy. Right? Yeah, from Italy. And I love that. So Ivan, that remix came out. That's one of my favorites so far, actually.
I can't wait. And it's awesome. Is it? It's what's the sorry, hold on.
Without Fear.
Okay, Without Fear.
Yeah, Without Fear is Ivan King, and then I did a one called Fascination for Devil M. And then I sent you something. Probably shouldn't have sent it to you, but I sent you a remix for a guy in New York named Danny Blue. Yeah. And Danny Blue is he's part of another band called Echo Black. He's the singer for them. And,
wait a minute, that one sounds familiar. I've heard of Echo Black.
Echo Black's been around for a while. Danny's the singer. He's like, super sexy New York guy, like just like abs and tats and gorgeous makeup.
Abs and tats.
He's all abs and tats, man.
Yeah. Abs and
Did you see this guy's
absandtats.com, baby?
I love it, dude.
Yeah. So his manager hit me up this last week and he was like, "Hey, can you do a remix for Danny's single that's gonna drop in the next month?" And so I finished it like a night ago. and I can't stop listening to it. It's
that's right.
It's probably one of my favorites. So
for those listening out on Deadman Radio, we're gonna treat you with that as well. Deepunk here was sweet enough to let us do it on the spooky radio show here that we have. On that too, I was gonna ask on that note, do you like have a price range? Do you, like if someone hits you up, like if Crypt Amnesia wanted Deepunk to do a remix, is that a thing? Like, can we talk to you about that, or are you limited on like who you do it for?
No, anyone can hit me up, dude. Like I am 100,000% open to remixing, to doing just mix master stuff, like any services that anyone needs. Like I'm totally open to it. I have 2 records I'm working on right now, and like I said, I just finished that remix for Danny. So there's a lot of stuff, like whatever people need. I do mix master services and remixes, whatever you want.
That's great. Is that like a prices may vary, or do you have that?
I would say probably just DM me for that.
Okay.
Because like I want to say it's a pretty average range, honestly. I don't think it's any secret. People charge probably like $200 to $300 for a remix. It's not that expensive,
I expected a lot more out of that. Actually.
Yeah, but like if you want a mix master service, that's going to be different. And then obviously if you want actual like producer stuff, then that's another level too. So like there's things. If you're just like, "Hey, can you just remix this thing for me?" then it's like, it's going to take me an afternoon or a couple days.
Great, man. Okay, so everyone out there listening, you want to get some Deepunk remix on that DK0, because these guys are going places, man. They already are, but like, mark my word, dude, they're going to be big. So make sure you get this opportunity to have Deepunk do some remix. Saren, we need a Deepunk remix. That's fucking happening, right? Cool. All right. I love it. That's great, Deepunk. And then, I think we're at the end here, man. Make sure you guys keep. Oh no! One more thing, because
are you playing all the music I sent you after this now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. So we're gonna play "Switch Me On" and "Replicate" from your new album, Cyber Inc. We got "Break On Through" as well. And then we're gonna play all those. After that, there's gonna be remixes, and I can't wait to check those out. Nice. You got the King of Italy, you got Devil M of Germany, and Danny Blue of New York, and Deepunk did all those remixes coming up. So make sure you guys listen into that. I'm really excited to check it out. And you also said that you have some fucking vinyls available.
Yeah, we've got
the neon
limited edition. It's all through Cleopatra. so I don't necessarily manage that stuff. I haven't even actually seen them, so I don't know what they even look like physically.
Oh, I swore I saw a picture earlier. I thought I saw
Neil. That wasn't my hand. That was a fan who actually already pre-ordered them, and they went ahead and mailed them out.
Oh.
Yeah, which was so cool. So he literally has number 001 of the green vinyl. He got the first green vinyl ever. Yeah.
Lucky.
I know. And he took a picture and sent it to me. I was like, this is dope. I'm posting this.
Okay, well, hear me out. I'm buying one this fucking week. I need one. I have a record player, and I have just a handful of records that I'm honored to have, and I gotta have me a DK0 fucking neon fucking vinyl. That's a half
nice.
So I'm doing that probably right after we talk, actually. So that's awesome, man. All right, so I think that's it. D-Punk, thank you so much, man. Taking the time to talk to us. We cannot wait to hear about how your album's being sold and distributed. On the 5th of August, we're gonna have you and Kato back.
Yes, and we'll have Kato on that one too. So yeah.
Awesome. And you know what, man? Like, you're fucking rad, but the chemistry that you guys have, I have to capture that, man.
We'll get it for sure.
All right. So you've been listening to Deadman Radio. Let's turn on some Switching Me On off of DK0's right upcoming album, Cybersex Inc. You guys cannot miss this. This shit is the hit, right? You've been listening to Deadman Radio, KOUV.
It's like sex for my ears.
Right in my ear hole.
Right in the gory hole.
Just put it in my ear hole.
Yeah. Please save that to sample later.
Deadman Radio. Radio.
It's like sex for my ears.